FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Edu. The news is also live on Kasmi 107.1 FM and across the world at freenews.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Hundreds of supporters of dancehall artist Shatta Wale massed up at Economic and Organised Crime Office demanding his immediate release from detention. We'll bring you the latest. Also, Health Minister dismisses criticism over his handshake with Ridge Hospital assault suspect as he urges respect for health professionals. And much later, President Mahama has cautioned that Africa's rapidly growing youth population risks becoming a ticking bomb. Time bomb unless government moves swiftly to create jobs. No, those are not sounds from a concert. They are supporters of Ghanaian dancehall artist Charles Ni Amamensa, popularly known as Shatta Wale, who have massed up at the frontage of the Economic and Organised Crime Office demanding his release. The dancehall act was detained yesterday after failing to meet a 10 million Ghana cedi bail condition as investigations continue into allegations of money laundering and other charges. Shatta Wale is yet to satisfy the bail terms, which include 2 sureties, though his team says frantic efforts are underway to secure his release. And we'll be going to the EOCO head office very shortly. Let's actually go there now.
Organized Crime Office. Let's speak with a few of the supporters of Shatta Wale who have been here since morning and engage with them on what they are doing here, how many of them they think are here, how long they are spending here, and what they think of the ongoing investigation concerning their idol. You're live on TV3. Talk to me. What time did you get here this morning? If you could speak English for me, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I can speak English.
Yes, please.
Because of SM we day here. Because the thing where is going on, we don't understand. We don't understand these things. You know, Shatta Wale way buy first car, where somebody where they can't take the cargo. Right now they bring the car. Right now they call them here. We don't understand.
So what I'm asking is, what time did you get here this morning?
Oh, like 5 o'clock we day here, 5.
And what time do you think you're going to leave here?
If Shatta Wale don't live here, we will not go anywhere. We wait for him. If right now Shatta Wale go, we go. If Shatta Wale go today, we will not go any place. Yes, right. We need Wale. They should give SM to us.
So, Kemini, that's just one of the supporters of Shatta Wale here, and what they're saying is that until Shatta Wale is let to go home, although he has been granted bail, is allowed to leave, they will still be here. We have one more supporter of Shatta Wale. Talk to me. You know why Shatta Wale is being held here, and what is your interest?
All right, so basically the main reason why we're all here is to, rally our support for Shatta Wale. Shatta Wale, as we're saying, is a Ghanaian. And when it comes to entertainment, he's one of our greatest entertainers that we have here in the country, yeah? And initially when the whole thing started, when his car got confiscated and all of that, I mean, what we were being told was he was going to be invited to, assist investigation and all of that. And looking at the whole thing, it looks like Shatta Wale is a third party because it was something he bought. He never knew he had to do with any shooting or whatsoever. Do you understand? So I mean, when he got released and now being picked, we were asking ourselves, what is the issue again? But you know, when the whole thing started, when Shatta Wale came live and was trying to, you know, address the issue and all of that, I felt like it's about time Ghanaians understand the Shatta Wale that we all know.
Right, thank you.
Oh, no, I need to learn, bro. Yeah, okay. So what I'm trying to say is that Raymond Archer should try as much as he can to temper justice with mercy. Temper mercy with justice, more fat, yeah? Because Shatta Wale has got nothing to do with all of this shooting, whatever, yeah? Yeah, thank you.
So, Kamini, they are unanimous in their call that Shatta Wale be released. That is the only way that they would leave.
I see.
And you heard the Noble Crosby and his reporter, the Economic and Organised Crime Office, interacting with supporters of dancehall artist Shatta Wale. Let's see whether we can get some more. Noble is actually currently speaking on TV.
By Shatta Wale, gingering the supporters who have gathered here and making these demands. People from all walks of life, both young and old. Of course, it has also attracted some passerbys, and they're demanding one thing, that Shatta Wale be released, Kamini.
Noble Crosby and there are the Economic and Organised Crime Office, EOCO. I'm sure you do understand that Shatta Wale was detained last night by EOCO following his inability, or the inability of his team to be able to meet that 10 million Ghana cedi bail term. And of course, this is 3FM 92.7. We'll bring you an update as and when we have it as regards what's happening currently at the EOCO head office. But let me tell you that the EOCO has also released a statement revealing the reason for detaining Shatta Wale. I'll just go through some of it to you. That Charles Ni Ama Mensah, also known as Shatta Wale, arrived around 3 p.m. and insisted that he was not going to cooperate until his counsel arrived. So that's the narrative of EOCO as I'm reading to you right now. That Ni Ama was granted bail around 9 p.m. shortly after interrogation ended, and he was granted bail of some 10 million Ghana cedis with 2 sureties to be justified. The EOCO also said in that statement that once sureties are presented, EOCO will undertake surety inspection, after which Charles Ni Mensah would leave custody. And also, in terms of the nature of investigations and findings, as spelled out in that statement issued by EOCO, it said it is to assist in investigations surrounding a 2019 Lamborghini Urus, a car identified by the FBI and the U.S. Justice Department as proceeds of a 4 million crime involving one Nana Kwabena Amoah, a Ghanaian who is currently serving bail term in the U.S. And also, per the findings, based on that statement issued by EOCO, Charles Ni Ama Mensah has been unable to identify the person from whom he purchased the said Lamborghini Urus vehicle, except to say that he purchased it from the street and from someone possibly called Zak, that's Z-A-K, who may have contacted him on WhatsApp, but whose identity he does not know and whose contact he has thrown away. Again, EOCO claims that per their findings so far, Charles Ni Ama Mensah does not also possess any documentation in terms of receipt or transfer document which shows that he owns or purchased the said vehicle, except a custom declaration document in his possession bearing the name of Nana Kwabena Amoah, who is currently in jail. So I just brought you the details of that statement issued by the Economic and Organised Crime Office regarding the detention of Shatta Wale. Let's speak to security consultant Richard Kumado, who joins us live on the phone. Good afternoon to you, sir. If you can hear us, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
This is not the first time a group has massed up at EOCO. Can such public manifestations influence the way the investigative agencies do their work?
Definitely a standard procedure. I don't think their massing up will affect what the investigators are doing. I've always said that anytime notice is served that you've come under crime investigation or you've come under national security interest, what is appropriate is that you look for where they are, you comport yourself, your comportment is key, and the way you behave is also key. one way of getting what they want is also to speak to them. But if you amass yourself, it doesn't really help your case. In the case of our brother Shatta Wale, this particular case is involving the State Department in the U.S. We are understanding that the Justice Department is also involved, and we are understanding that the FBI and the CIA and the National Crime Agency, everybody is interested in this particular case. It will do him good if the standard procedures are followed and he allows his lawyers to deal with investigators at EOCO. That will really do him good, and that will really facilitate many of the questions that will be asked, and that may create a leverage for him. Other than that, mass enough will rather create some level of discomfort for him.
Let's go to the statement issued by EOCO, and a bit of it says that Shatta Wale arrived at 3 p.m. and insisted that he was not going to cooperate until his counsel arrived. Do you think that might have influenced the decision of EOCO to detain him?
No, I've always maintained that EOCO has various investigative options at their disposal. And if you remember, Ramon Archer is not the type that uses the open option where he publishes why people are being held and the charges against them. Because this one has taken a public interest and the person involved is a public figure, EOCO is bringing out what the issues are. The more they bring some of these issues out, the more it doesn't look good for him. But then, in one of the lines, EOCO says they had him on for interviewing purposes. Nobody interrogates anybody in this country, not even the BNI. They had him on for questioning purposes, and it took them around 11. Then there was a bail amount. There are two things involved here. EOCO has the ability to go to court and say they needed you for more days or more hours. If they persuade the judge may grant them. Or if they put a bail amount on you and you do not meet the terms of the bill, then you are also likely to stay with them for a little bit of time. And I think in his case, this is the latter is what has happened to him, and that is why he's still with them.
I heard you say they heard him. Is that what people normally say, that normally the security agencies could even tap into your calls, listen before they proceed to go to court, so they have perhaps what they need already before they are even in court?
Definitely. We use even when, he made a statement, and I asked somebody to tell him that as investigators, there's something we call strategic interview techniques. And we may go for a trade-off. And the trade-off helps us to get to the bottom of the case. So, assuming there are other cases, like the new ones coming out, tax evasion, tax fraud, those may not be the ones EOCO will want to put out. So they went to you, or they came to you because of the car. But they have other things at their disposal, and they have other things under their belt. And they may do what we call sound and communication verification analysis when the court allows them. And these are all some of the investigative techniques investigators may use before they come to you and say, can we have a conversation? So, Beatrice, you are now understanding when I said, when you have come under security notice or investigation notice, what saves you is to have an engagement with the investigators, because they have a whole lot of things at their disposal before they are coming to you. And they know exactly what they're questioning to us. And when they don't get the answers, they may ask you the same question in a different way. So I wish our brother, because he's a statesman and because he's a well-known figure and because he's a celebrity and we do not have many of them in our society, his lawyers will be the one dealing with EOCO and not him. And his PR will have to take over communication and not him. And because if you begin to operate like the way he's used to, this is not a beef with Sarkodie or a beef with Strong Boy. This particular case has everything to do with money laundering, financial crime. The State Department is involved. The CIA and the FBI is involved. The ramifications are a little bit different, and the consequences of awkward behavior can create some level of challenges for him.
Let me just get clarity. You're saying that in a way of monitoring his communication would be tapping his calls, like, for instance, I asked you earlier.
No, when the court allows investigative bodies, they may not do just eavesdropping, but they may do sound and communication verification for confirmation purposes. And it's a standard procedure in investigation across the group.
Mr. Akumedo, let me ask you my last question very quickly. That those who are criticizing how EOCO, for instance, is going about this, detaining a man that people feel perhaps may have zero flight risk because of the fact that he's already famous, where is he running to hide?
No, we are not talking about you hiding, and that is the mistake we are making in this country. When you come under crime notice, and you come under investigation notice, and you come under security interest, you do not dictate to the investigators or the investigative agencies how they should do their work. The people at the investigation department, these are people who are well-schooled, who are well-exposed, and they have a lot of experience under their belt. What you do is not to dictate to them. The moment you begin to dictate and you decide what the term should be, you are zero fries, you are not running anywhere. No, sometimes they are not even looking at where you run or you are not running. And we are talking about CIA and FBI involved. Where will you run that they will not come for you? There's no way you hide in this way that they may not know or they may not come for you. What we need from you is comportment. Answer the questions as basic as they are. Let your lawyers be the leading figure. Your PR should be the communicators. And you, the person who have come under crime notice, they only call you when they need you. And that saves you. Other than that, if you put up an awkward behavior, you will have a long day with them, and your lunch may be changed from the favorite ones you always love.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumado, for speaking to us. And you had Richard Kumado, who is a fraud and security consultant. I want us to go to Parliament very quickly and get some update from Christian Yale, where we do understand that the Minister for Employment and Labour says he has summoned a meeting with the National Labour Commission to have a comprehensive look at the alleged assault of a nurse at the Ridge Hospital. The Minister, Dr. Abdul Rashid Purpo, is currently speaking. Let's hear what he's saying.
I've called a meeting with them, and they would look at it more comprehensively and advise on what next they will need to strengthen their own capacity to make sure the whole country is covered. The Labour Commission has requested that it will be of great importance if we can have regional offices which will look at it comprehensively throughout the country. So we don't have situations where there will be a situation which is out of reach with our duty to individual workers.
Oh, Chris.
And you had the Employment and Labour Minister, Dr. Abdul Rashid Purpo. And of course, we'll bring you more as and when we have the latest on this. And like I just told you, the Labour Minister is to meet the National Labour Commission and hinting at reviewing some of the protocols following that alleged assault on health workers at the Accra Regional Hospital. Christian Yale is giving us some more updates. Let's speak exactly what he's saying.
And so for today, they had only the Ministry of Labour and Employment Relations appearing before the committee. And even for this particular ministry, there are a number of agencies under the ministry that were not invited or have not been invited yet. And so the sitting has been adjourned from today to tomorrow to look at the remainder of the ministries, the department and agencies that are expected to come to answer questions on a number of the infractions that the Auditor General has cited against them in the 2024 report.
And you had Christian Yale equally giving update from the Public Accounts Committee, which is currently sitting. You had the meeting sitting will be suspended until just some days later. And we still stay on health because the Minister, Kwabena Minta Kando, has defended his decision to shake hands with Ralph St. William, the social media activist accused of assaulting a health worker at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. A video of the encounter drew public criticism, with many suggesting the gesture undermined the seriousness of the case. At a news conference a while ago, the minister said that the handshake was not an endorsement of the alleged assault, but a courtesy expected of a public officer. He insisted the gesture does not affect the government's commitment to accountability. The minister has since set up a committee, remember, to investigate the alleged assault and promised that appropriate action will follow once the findings are ready. Let's watch and listen to exactly what Minta Kando said a while ago.
To Ridge Hospital to ascertain the situation. When the delegation came out on committee briefing, I realized that I had to follow up. And ladies and gentlemen, let's please take this, that I have the health workers of this country at heart. And so any attempt by any individual or any group of people to try to incite the health professionals against government, pretending he cares more than us, it's unfortunate. We must stop that. It's an avoidable tension we must avoid. It doesn't help the sector. If indeed you are a practicing health professional in the sector, it doesn't help the sector. And so, when the delegation came back, I had to follow up. I was in company with the Deputy Director General and other directors of the ministry. We joined the medical superintendent at the Rich Hospital, and I visited the victims. After going around, we had a closed-door meeting to discuss the issues, not insults. One, how to look at beefing on the internal security, staffing issues. So, after the closed-door meeting, I came out to address the press to categorically condemn the physical attack. And that is the most important aspect. And for me, let me at this point reiterate to the whole country that irrespective of the level of provocation at any health facility in this country, nobody, irrespective of your status in society, absolutely nobody has the right to attack any health.
And he had the Health Minister, Kwabena Minta Akando, at that press conference a while ago, some 21 minutes past the hour of 12. When we come back, we'll go to the Ashanti region and bring you some more regarding what's happening with the national security there intercepting some counterfeit products.
Ghana, it's a new year and Bills Microcredit is here to support your dreams. If you're not working but want to start a business, don't let money stop you. With just your Ghana card, you can get a loan to turn your ideas into reality. Already running a business? Need more capital? Or are you a salary worker looking for extra funds? Bills offers fast and easy loans with no collateral, no deposit, and no SUSI savings required. Wherever you are, whatever you need, Bills makes it happen. Call Bills Microcredit today. Call 0596 920 833 or 0302 200 390 and get started. Bills is licensed and regulated by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
And you're still here on the Midday News on Shri FM and 92.7. Now, the Ashanti Regional Branch of the National Security has intercepted counterfeit diapers branded with the name of a Ghanaian company suspected to have been smuggled onto the local market. The products were seized at Asafo under the interchange while being offloaded. Checks also revealed that the port duty document covering the shipment were fake. The source of the products has been traced to Nigeria, but the importers are yet to surface. 3 weeks ago, the National Security Branch in the Ashanti region, acting on intelligence, confiscated another batch of counterfeit diapers carrying the name of the same Ghanaian brand. Further tests by the Food and Drugs Authority confirmed the diapers were fake and unsafe for public use. Acting on the FDA's advice, the National Security on the 20th of August sent the seized items to Zoom Lions Medical Waste Treatment Plant for safe disposal. Deputy Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator Alhaji Tapsoba Al-Hassan spoke to the media earlier.
To buy one of the box, when we opened it, we saw that it was a fake Pampers. The quantity is very, very large, as you can see on your screen. We contacted the person that he should bring us her duty paper, which she brought. We called the custom people. We saw that it was a fake Pampers and they didn't pay tax. It was on customs goods. So we intercepted it and then we brought it to RCC here. I think it's about 3-4 weeks ago. Up to date, no one has come here to claim for the ownership because they knew that it was fake and then on custom goods. So we've called FDA, they came, they verify it and it's fake. We are particularly worried about the fake.
Well, the Deputy Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator Alhaji Tapsoba Al-Hassan also revealed that his office has received several calls from individuals claiming ownership of the seized diapers, but none is yet to appear in person. 25 minutes past the hour of 12 now. President John Mahama is warning that Africa's growing youth population could become a ticking time bomb if governments fail to create jobs fast enough. John Mahama, in a panel discussion at a private-public partnership dialogue in Japan as part of the TSAT, indicated that traditional sectors like agriculture and manufacturing cannot absorb the millions entering the job market each year. Mr. Mahama pointed to the creative industry, renewable energy and digital startups as areas generating jobs at a faster rate than the traditional economy, urging more government investment in those sectors.
Not. And so it's changing the face of agriculture. It's changing the face of agriculture in our country. Apart from that, the creative sector and youth startups are adding jobs faster than the traditional sectors. And so if you take the creatives, renewable energy and those spaces, they add about 4 jobs before you can create 1 job in agriculture or manufacturing. And so investing in that sector means that we can absorb more of the myriad of young people who are coming out of school. If we decide to concentrate on manufacturing and industry, Africa needs to turn up about 12 to 50 million jobs a year. You cannot create that in manufacturing and industry and agriculture alone, but the rate at which the creatives and digital space add jobs is much faster than the traditional economy. So it's a place that we must invest as governments in order that we can absorb more of the youth. We know that we say the youth bulge or the huge youth population in Africa is an advantage, but if we do not create enough jobs fast enough to absorb those young people coming out, then it will become a gunpowder keg and it could consume us.
And you had there President John Mahama. Media journalist Godwin Asedeba has been announced the 2025 BBC News Komla Dumor Award winner. This makes it the second time a journalist from Media Journal is receiving the prestigious award. In 2023, Pakwasi Asare became the first from the media house to win the honor. Sidibe's recognition as to Media Journal's influence in the media industry, and of course we'll bring you more in our subsequent bulletins. Before we go, hundreds of mourners, including high-profile government and political actors, are expected at the Mensha Palace for the 1-week observation of the Asantehene Nana Ama Kunedri Yadom III, who died on the 14th of August. She was also the elder sister of the Asantehene, and we'll bring you a report of that in our subsequent bulletins. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon on the Medani's on 3FM 92.7. My name is Beatrice Edu. Log on to srinews.com for more news. Have a good afternoon.
92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Hello there, good afternoon. Welcome to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7 with me, Michael Obudu. Coming up, Institute for Fiscal Studies criticizes government's establishment of the Gold Board, warning that its current structure fails to reflect the principles of public ownership of Ghana's gold resources. Also, government takes measures to position Ghana's banking sector to withstand future shocks and compete globally through the Bank of Ghana. Plus, Ghana Revenue Authority targets digital economy in tax net push, pledges innovative measures to capture evolving business landscape. Details of these and many other stories coming up shortly. Please stay. Thank you so much for your time. Straight into our top story now. And the Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS, has slammed the government's Gold Board approach of addressing Ghana's perpetual revenue shortfalls in a bid to ensure revenue and own national resources. Government introduced the Gold Board earlier this year with the mandate to oversee gold trade in the country. However, a research fellow of IFS, Leslie Mensah, in the Institute's assessment of government's 2025 mid-year fiscal policy revenue, noted that Gold Board's current mandate disregards the concept of public endowment of Ghana's gold resources.
Now, while the government has been very enthusiastic about the establishment of the Gold Board to intervene in the gold sector, it should be understood that the Gold Board's role centers on helping the country generate foreign exchange, leaving the revenue generation question unanswered. It is important to note that any commercial gains the Gold Board may generate through its operations are irrelevant here, given that the gold resources are publicly endowed. So if all the Gold Board is going to do is to profit by trading in gold, that's not really relevant because by law, we own the gold already in the ground, right? Even regarding the foreign exchange generation component of the Gold Board's operations, the scope is limited because it largely excludes the large-scale mining sector, which usually accounts for about 70% of gold production in Ghana. So Gold Board will not be buying all the gold produced here.
You heard research fellow of the Institute of Fiscal Studies, Leslie Mensah there. Now, the Bank of Ghana says it is making efforts to position Ghana's banking sector to withstand future shocks, compete globally, and also play a stronger role in supporting sustainable economic growth. This follows earlier efforts by earlier governments to sanitize the financial sector through the financial cleanup exercise, as well as the devastating impact of the domestic debt exchange program on the country's banking sector. This report has more.
The Bank of Ghana has outlined a number of measures it has introduced to position Ghana's banking sector to withstand future shocks, compete globally, and also play a stronger role in supporting sustainable economic growth. The governor of the bank, Dr. Johnson Isiama, told CEOs of the bank that the central bank will be undertaking a strategic business model thematic review. In the area of market conduct and foreign exchange compliance, Dr. Isiama said that the Bank of Ghana is tightening enforcement of the Foreign Exchange Act and the guidelines for inward remittance services. Dr. Isiama directed that, effective immediately, all banks and payment service providers must submit weekly inward remittance reports detailing transactions and forex exchange credits. In the foreign market space, he said, we will no longer allow hidden practices in the remittance and foreign exchange space that distort market signals, erode trust, and undermine the cedi. To enhance oversight, banks and remittance partners must provide weekly inward remittance reports, including transaction-level data and forex exchange credits, giving the central bank timely visibility into remittance flows. The rules, he said, are backed by robust enforcement mechanisms, with non-compliance potentially leading to fines, license suspensions, and public disclosure of systemic breaches and the relevant legislature. Dr. Isiama warned that if you play in the forex exchange and remittance space, you must play by the rules or you will not play at all.
That was a 3 Business News Desk report. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority says it has rolled out key modalities aimed at bringing the digital economy into the national tax framework. Acknowledging that modern businesses have evolved beyond traditional brick-and-mortar operations, the authority says new, pragmatic and tech-driven approaches are essential to effectively tax the fast-changing business environment. Speaking on behalf of the Commissioner General at the GRA's 2025 Customer Experience Conference held in Accra, Commissioner of the Customs Division, Brigadier General Glover Ashon Annan, reaffirmed the authority's commitment to improving domestic revenue mobilization.
In an era characterized by rapid digital advancement, we at GRA acknowledge the essential need to place the customers at the heart of our operations. We have embraced digitalization as a cornerstone in our service delivery strategy. Therefore, some modalities have been put in place to help tax the digital economy. We have introduced the online filing and payments, special voluntary disclosure program, faceless audits, EVAT, electronic tax clearance certificates, among others, to help improve revenue administration. Simplifying the filing and payment processes for our valued customers has always been a backbone in our customer-centric strategy. To achieve this, we are implementing a simplified taxation model known as the Modified Taxation Scheme.
So here the Brigadier General Glover Ashong Annan, he is the Commissioner of Customs Division of GRA. Meanwhile, Commissioner of the Support Service Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Dr. Alex Adomako-Mensah, has urged tax officials to go beyond the status quo and embrace innovative and efficient ways of delivering services. According to him, the future of the GRA lies in prioritizing customer experience and leveraging smarter systems to enhance service delivery. He made the call at the 2025 Customer Experience Conference organized by the GRA under the theme Transforming Service Delivery for Impact and Growth.
As a service-driven institution, we recognize that true transformation lies in how we serve, not just what we do. We cannot talk about impact and growth if our self-delivery does not meet the expectation of our taxpayers and the good people of Ghana. As Dr. Ditior, World Health Organization remind us, transformation is much more profound. It is about changing the DNA of organization to deliver impact. That is exactly what transforming the self-delivery for impact and growth means. It is not just a new tool, but a fundamental shift in how we operate to better our service to the customers.
And you heard the Commissioner for the Support Service Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Dr. Alex Adomako, bringing an end to Business Daily here on 3FM 92.7. For more business stories, please visit our website as 3news.com/business. I am Michael Obodu. Thank you for listening. As always, please stay safe. Up next is Urban Blend, and Black Rasta is on standby. Do stay tuned.